Since the last Jewish temple was destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD, Orthodox Jews have wanted to rebuild the temple. But the biggest hindrance today is the fact that the Temple Mount in Jerusalem is currently controlled by the Muslims through the Jordanian Waqf. There are also 2 Islamic buildings on the Temple Mount, including the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. But despite that, there is still room for a Jewish temple, but the Israeli government doesn't have the political will to approve such a construction. But the Temple Institute, an Orthodox Jewish organization in Israel, is dedicating to seeing a 3rd temple construction. It has built furniture for the temple, including the sacrificial altar. The only thing it hasn't constructed is the Ark of the Covenant, on which the presence of God rested. The Institute also created the priestly robes and is currently training priests to work in the temple. In the fall of 2022, the Institute purchased 5 red heifers from America to be used for the purification ritual for the priests. The 5 animals were examined with a magnifying glass to ensure they had no off-colored hairs that would disqualify them for the sacrifice. Recent reports suggest that all 5 heifers have now developed off-colored hair. The ashes of the red heifer is mixed with water and sprinkled over priests to purify them, according to Numbers chapter 19. Without this ritual, the priests are not allowed to minister in the temple. Since the ashes from one heifer can purify hundreds of priests, only 9 have been sacrificed since the start of the Jewish priesthood. But there has not been a red heifer sacrifice since the temple was destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD. But there was some curious news recently. According to Israel 365 News, a group of Orthodox Jews conducted a practice ceremony of the red heifer sacrifice. The heifer was burned on a wood pyre at an undisclosed location in Samaria. It had discolored hairs, which meant it couldn't be used in the actual sacrifice. A red heifer practice run was also conducted in 2024. In this instance, they only used a cutout of a red bull, not a heifer, as they rehearsed the ritual itself. Over the centuries, rabbis have added several rules to the red heifer sacrifice that are not mentioned in the biblical text. Though the Bible states that the sacrifice only needed to be conducted outside the camp, rabbinical tradition states it must take place on the Jerusalem's Mount of Olives. This would require government permission. These practice rounds suggest that Orthodox Jews are seriously considering performing the red heifer sacrifice in the near future,